And boom, we are officially live. So what's up, guys? Super hyped for this interview here with one of our clients, Eric. Man, super good story. We've been working with Eric for a while. And you guys have already seen the headline. We're going to talk about how Eric was able to go from 20K a month to 50K a month in just 4 months without ads and only adding an appointment setter, one appointment setter. And then how he went from 50K a month to 68,000 a month in 4 weeks when he turned on ads without adding any additional team members. Super sexy. So Eric, dude, what's up, man? Welcome. Can you let everyone know who you are, what it is you do, and who do you serve?
Yeah, my name's Eric, as Rob said. But no, my name's Eric. I'm the owner of Pathfinder Marketing. We're a marketing company, Facebook, Instagram ads. We work with contractors, remodeling companies, a lot of painting companies, that type of stuff.
Rocket, man. How long have you been in business, dude?
Coming up on 2 years. January of 2020 was when we started. So like 1 year and 8 months. Nice.
Cool, man. So it's not your first rodeo, dude. So obviously you've done a great job in building it even before you started working with us. So what was the challenge, dude? What was the challenge that was holding you up or slowing you down, before coming to work with us at the sales agency?
It's interesting, man. Like obviously when I first started with you guys, like, cause I've been working with you guys for a while, the issue was appointments and sales. Like can't deliver on anything. Oh no, Rob, we lost your video.
Oh, I'm still here.
Oh, all right. But no, like obviously you can't deliver on anything if you don't have sales. Right. So the biggest issue was like getting appointments, closing deals. And then obviously the problem became like scaling that. Like, cool, I figured out this process, but how do you scale that and how do you build a team and how do you lead that team effectively? That's been one of the biggest things I've struggled with and I'm continuing to struggle with. That's what you guys are helping me with all the time is like how to be an effective leader. Asking the right questions on a sales call is one thing. Asking the right questions on an interview to find the right person, asking the right questions to your team to help them be the best versions of themselves, whole different ballgame. And I'm learning that firsthand. So those are like the biggest things.
Dude, that's a huge takeaway, man. Yeah, you've grown so much in the span of time we were working together. And the leadership piece that you're talking about here, that's the toughest ship to turn in any size of company, whether you're starting out, getting to that $50,000 a month initially like Eric did, or if you're scaling into like the tens of millions of dollars a year, like culture, leadership, that's definitely the hardest ship to turn. So, can you explain it to us a little bit more, man? Like what specifically tools, strategy, tactics are you leveraging in the leadership piece that's helping you manage your now growing team?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, to be honest, it's very similar. It's a similar process, right? Like back when sales and appointments was the issue, I would jump on the sales coaching calls and literally after I'd listen to the recordings and literally study this crap. Like I'd have a document of notes and I'd go through and listen and I'd hear how Rob said it and I'd try to use the same tonality and I'd write down all the notes. Now it's the exact same. It's funny, like Rob and Kevin and some people on the team laugh at me, but like I've created a Google Doc titled How to Ask Questions Like a Leader. And I literally have a section like, cool, people are struggling to fill out tracking sheets. This is the frame we're going to take them through, just like a freaking sales call. Cool, we're struggling with commitment. This is what we're going to go through. And I've gone back and I'm on with you every freaking day, Rob, asking you questions. Then I go back and I study it and I study it and I study it and rehearse it, say it to myself in my 4 walls, make sure I have the tonality right, just like a sales call. So it's a similar process, but like it's a very different game.
Dude, that's a shout out to you though, man. You're so attentive, right, to the detail. And that's what makes you such a great leader and why you, in my opinion, evolved so quickly. So here's the thing. People are going to read this title. They're going to be like, 20,000 to 50,000. That's super exciting because you didn't use ads. That means I could not use ads. And then you scale faster with ads. So can you tell everyone the difference in the obstacles from when you went from 20,000 to 50,000 without ads and just an appointment setter that we help staff you? And then the obstacles going from 50,000 to 68,000 in literally a fourth of the time, right? When you turned on ads, like what was the difference in the obstacles so people can understand?
They're very similar. It's really getting your team trained up and helping them, right? Those were the obstacles on both of it, on both sides of it. I'd say like the biggest difference was like, again, the game's just different, right? Obviously like organic setting and closing, it's just different. There's a few less obstacles. There's a few less variables, right? It's a simpler process. It's a little bit warmer of a lead. So then you turn on ads. It's like, cool, right? We're rocking with organic. Our setter's trained up. She's crushing it. We're killing it. We just hit 50K. Now we turn on ads and then everything's broken, right? Our setter's struggling because now it's a different type of lead, right? Just like I literally tell our clients, like, hey, the first month or two is going to be bumpy. There's going to be a learning curve. You're going to have to adjust to selling to a new type of homeowner. Same thing we went through, right? Turned on ads. We had to make some adjustments on those outbound calls on how to sell a different type of prospect getting to us from a different place. So that was one of the biggest hurdles with ads. But honestly, like, this sounds horrible. Besides that little adjustment and learning curve, the ad stuff was easy. Like, I'll be straight up, like, our ads are not performing well. Like, they suck. Like, in terms of cost per click, I haven't even looked at them, guys, in like 3 weeks, a month, probably, since they've been up. Like, they are not performing well. They could be so much better. I have so many other more important things to be doing, but we're still just crushing it as far as like profitability and those numbers making sense because we're making up for it with the appointment setting and the sales process. Like, the first month we spent like 2,000, I think 1,500, 2,000, and closed 10 clients from that. And then I'm sure there were still more appointments the next month and stuff that closed then too. Just did a reactivation campaign, closed a couple more last week. Like, so, but the only reason that worked, like, our cost per lead is ridiculously high. It's 3 times higher than it should be. And we're going to bring that down in the future. And then that'll just be scary. But it's like the only reason that worked was because like we were crushing it on organic first. Sorry, that was a mini tangent, but that was a big difference.
No, dude, I love it, man. And we use the term hedge against your ad spend. And dude, you're explaining it exactly the way it is, right? Because you guys understood how to handle conversations, even though the lead change or the short learning curve, like, you guys had the fundamentals nailed down. And, people that are great never not do the fundamentals. And you're like living proof of that. So yeah, for you to master that initially organically gave you tons of leverage to hedge against your ads maybe not performing, right, as well as they could be, and still crazy profitable, right? On the front end, right, you're also getting recurring revenue from these clients, but on the front end, you're profitable, which is super, super exciting.
Right.
Awesome, man. So how long did it take to see the result? I know you said it was a little bumpy. Was it a couple months for when you started? Let's start with organic, because we get this question a lot, right? So, hey, I just started doing organic. This is taking me too long to figure out. These people are booking leads and they're not good. These people are doing outreach and it's not converting. Like, these leads are hopping on calls. They're not as qualified. Like, how long did it take you to nail down the organic piece?
After we brought on a setter, when I was doing it myself?
After you brought on a setter.
Okay. I can say that's the juicier question.
Yes.
Once we brought Vanessa on, like, yeah, it was definitely bumpier. That first week was a lot of just like training, learning. She set like an appointment or two that first week. And then like she was rocking, we were setting appointments, but it wasn't all like, I'll be real with you guys, like, it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. Like, there were bumps in the road, but obviously, like, we took Rob's advice. We hired on culture and characteristics and core values over anything. So those bumps that came up, like, we got through them. And now she's a huge leader on the team, like, doing amazing things, taking steps up and taking other responsibilities. Like, she's becoming our Frank, as I always make the joke, right? You guys know Frank. But like, that wouldn't have happened without core values and characteristics. So it was a little bumpy, but I mean, yeah, the first appointment she said actually closed, ironically enough.
I remember.
Yeah, I mean, that first,
you were both hyped.
Yeah. So I mean, it was pretty quick. It's just then constantly refining that process, and to get to the point now where she's just like rocking and rolling, just like if we didn't have our meetings, she'd still set 7 appointments, 10 appointments a day, like, and all that leadership and all that stuff. I mean, it's been now like a couple months, but I mean, there's pretty immediate momentum for it to get to where it's at now. Obviously, it took a little longer.
Well, back it up, because they probably heard that and they needed to reverse it themselves. She's booking 7 to 10 appointments per day. Is that a sales call? Is that a triage discovery call? Like, what's the difference there?
Yeah, no. So that's like sales calls booked, and we disqualify hard, like harder than most people in the program that I know of. We disqualify really hard. So like, yeah, yesterday, I forget what it was, but like, roughly speaking, because we went over at beginning of day today, she had like 14 connected calls and like booked 5 of them because the rest like weren't qualified, or we scheduled another time to talk to them or something like that. But those are booked sales calls, people that are qualified financially, people that, you know, have a need, have the pain, have the urgency, all those things. Yeah. They're not, I'm not putting them on the call with us if they're not.
Dude, I love that. I'm curious, and I'm sure everyone's thinking it, like, because, you know, we staffed you, and a lot of time people work with staffing companies to recruit people that are effective and they feel like it needs to be in their market, right? So what did Vanessa do prior to coming into working with Pathfinder?
She worked at Texas Roadhouse.
Texas Roadhouse. And for those of you that don't know, Texas Roadhouse is not an internet marketing company. It is a restaurant.
Yeah. No, she did have some like sales experience, like a little bit of door-to-door stuff, which was honestly like just a bonus. Like I wasn't looking for that at all, especially with setting. Like I knew just from doing it with you guys myself, like we could train anybody on it. I was super confident in that. So it was just a bonus. But yeah, it was all just, she had the right core values, characteristics, a lot of those things you're looking for. And like, that's why she's where she's at right now in the company.
Dude, I love that, man. So, okay, who would you recommend the sales agency to? Because we do staff appointment setters, we do staff closers onto specific types of companies' teams. So who would you recommend work with us?
I got two parts to this answer. All right. So Rob's like, oh shit.
Go for it, man. I'm ready. I only asked for one answer, dude. Let's go. Double one down.
All right. The first part is like, I've worked with some of the other recruiters. I've worked with some of the big recruiters. We won't name names, but I worked with some of the big recruiters before like you guys officially rolled it out. There's a night and day difference, right? So anybody like looking to staff those positions, right? Like you won't have, here's the big difference. You won't have the level of support on the back end with anybody else. You won't have the level of support and organization to help you with the leadership and those types of things that you actually need. Right. As you guys just heard, like that was the biggest obstacle I was facing. And it's still honestly one of the most difficult things right now is being an effective leader. That's something you're always getting better at. So like anybody that is looking to staff those things and actually like get it right the first time instead of messing it up like I did a little bit, right? Like 1000% recommend it. Right. The other part of that is like, I always say, like, if you're a human being, you should be working with these guys. Find a way. I don't give a crap. Like if you don't need a team member, find a way to hire one, whatever. Like you need to be here because like, look, at the end of the day, like everything is sales. Sales is just communication. Like genuinely from everything I've learned here about how to be a better leader, about how to sell effectively, about how to interview effectively, like I'm a better person. I'm a better friend. I'm a better family member, right? Like everything in my life is better because of the skill sets that I've learned. It's a skill set you have for a lifetime, right? So like if you're a human being, you want to be better at what you do, like it's a non-negotiable. Like these are skills you need to have, right?
Dude, that is powerful.
Mic drop.
Mic drop. Yo, that's hot, man. Well, dude, where can everyone find you, man? If people want to ask you questions, or maybe if people want to, you know, hire you to do some work for them as well, if they're in your niche, like where can people find you?
Yeah, if there's any contractors out there, hit me up. It'd be weird that you're in this group, but no, just my Facebook profile, Eric Fosnot. It's a little difficult to spell. It should be on the screen. It should be tagged here. At Eric Foz on Instagram. Yeah.
Awesome, man. We'll do, and for everyone to make it easier for you, we'll link Eric's profile in the description of this video, regardless of where you're watching it. So this way you can, you know, easily access him. But dude, Eric, appreciate you, man, taking the time out of your busy day to jump on and share your experience. And, you know, we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Absolutely.